Are you tired of studying for hours and still feeling like you're getting nowhere because you keep rereading the same material over and over, but when exam day arrives, your mind just goes completely blank? Well, here's what most students never figure out. Becoming an excellent student isn't about grinding harder. It's about adopting a handful of powerful habits. And these simple habits can revolutionize how you absorb information, retain knowledge, and perform under pressure during tests. So you don't need endless study sessions and you don't need to be a genius, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 transformative habits that can elevate your academic game in 2026. So academic excellence isn't about being the brightest mind in the room. It's about how you structure your schedule and how you engage with material and how you manage your mental energy, because the right systems beat raw intelligence every time. And these 5 powerful habits have already transformed the academic lives of countless students who've seen their performance skyrocket and their anxiety drop and actually started looking forward to their study sessions. And they don't demand marathon sessions or crushing pressure. They succeed because they make the learning process smoother and more intuitive. So by the time this video ends, you'll have actionable strategies you can implement immediately. So without wasting another second, let's dive right in. Habit number 1, strategic daily planning. See, most students don't struggle because they lack ability. They struggle because they have no clear direction. Because attempting to study without structure is like trying to construct a building without architectural plans. You appear productive, but nothing actually gets accomplished. That's why intentional planning trumps frantic studying every single time. So begin each morning by identifying 3 to 5 critical tasks, and these tasks must push you toward your educational objectives. So avoid vague statements like work on chemistry. That leaves your brain confused. So instead, get laser-focused and precise. For example, complete exercises 12 through 18 in Chapter 7, or spend 25 minutes mastering derivative rules, because specific goals trigger specific actions. And here's what elite students understand that average ones don't. High-achieving students don't log more study time. They optimize their study time, and they consistently tackle the subjects or concepts that yield maximum returns, because they refuse to squander effort on trivial tasks. And they don't attempt to juggle everything simultaneously. They zero in on what truly drives results. And this strategic prioritization conserves energy, eliminates overwhelm, and accelerates improvement with minimal friction. So that's what separates looking busy from being productive. And here's the breakthrough moment. When you map out your day, your mind settles down. You're not struggling to keep track of everything, and you're not paralyzed by uncertainty, because you have total clarity about your next move. That mental clarity slashes anxiety, sharpens concentration, and makes absorbing information faster and more efficient. Habit number 2, engaged active learning. See, the majority of students approach learning by simply scanning textbooks or passively consuming video lectures. They invest countless hours and then can't understand why everything evaporates from memory. That's because passive consumption is ineffective. Because passive learning is like observing someone swim and assuming you'll be Olympic ready tomorrow. And you might grasp it temporarily, but your mind never masters actually applying the knowledge. Because active engagement is fundamentally different. Active learning means your brain is participating, not just attending. It means you implement strategies like explaining the material to another person, even if that person is your stuffed animal, your bedroom mirror, or your family dog, or condensing the content into your own straightforward language, utilizing study cards, or challenging yourself with practice questions. And here's the neuroscience supporting this. When your mind exerts effort to retrieve stored information, then your neural pathways strengthen dramatically. This is known as the testing effect. That's why verbalizing a principle aloud or self-quizzing produces such remarkable results. Here's a practical illustration. Rather than reviewing a biology chapter 4 times, read it once thoroughly, then shut the textbook and describe the key mechanisms using your own vocabulary. You'll grasp the material more deeply, and you'll retain it significantly longer, and you'll accomplish more in dramatically less time. Habit number 3, strategic rest intervals. You probably assume that extended study marathons equal superior outcomes, but that's genuinely counterproductive, because the human mind wasn't engineered for unlimited concentration.
And when you push through without stopping, your cognitive sharpness declines, and your retention capacity weakens, and your cortisol levels spike. So extended duration doesn't automatically translate to enhanced learning. That's why intelligent students implement scheduled recovery periods. One of the most accessible frameworks is the Pomodoro system. Focus intensely for 25 to 50 minutes, then pause for 5 to 10 minutes. And during that interval, don't mindlessly scroll through content. Instead, activate your body. Do some stretches, walk outdoors briefly, or practice controlled breathing. And this pause isn't squandered time, because your brain leverages this window to process what you've just absorbed and consolidate it effectively into long-term storage. So even brief intermissions create substantial impact, and students who incorporate consistent breaks experience reduced burnout, increased vitality, and greater willingness to tackle challenging material. So view breaks as essential maintenance for your cognitive engine, because an exhausted mind loses information rapidly.
Habit number 4, optimized study environment. See, the vast majority of students drastically underestimate how profoundly their physical surroundings influence their concentration capacity. A chaotic space, a cluttered workspace, or persistent digital interruptions render sustained focus nearly unattainable. And even when you're genuinely trying to engage, but your setting continuously hijacks your awareness. That's why you must establish a designated learning zone. So select a location that's peaceful and maintain it neat and systematically arranged, and eliminate everything that doesn't serve your academic purpose and leave only essential materials within arm's reach. Then silence your device or relocate it to a different area when feasible, because this transmits an unambiguous message to your consciousness. Study mode is now activated. An environment extends beyond just physical space. The individuals in your orbit matter profoundly too. So position yourself among driven learners, even if that means virtual study circles or digital accountability groups. Because when you witness others maintaining discipline and commitment, it naturally elevates your own standards. Then focus becomes contagious and momentum multiplies. And in 2026, the atmosphere you cultivate will fundamentally determine your academic trajectory. Habit number 5, nightly self-assessment. So learning transcends simply completing assignments. It's about continuous optimization and evolution. That's why each evening you should invest merely 5 to 10 minutes in thoughtful evaluation. Pose yourself 3 straightforward questions. What did I achieve today? And what strategies proved effective for me? And what adjustments can I make tomorrow? And that's the complete process. Because this modest practice converts setbacks into insights and energy into measurable advancement. So rather than dwelling on disappointments, you extract wisdom from them. And gradually, something transformative occurs. You begin recognizing recurring trends. You identify your peak concentration windows, and additionally, you uncover which learning techniques genuinely resonate with your style, and you pinpoint which subject areas require increased attention. And understand this, the highest performing students aren't flawless, they're relentless. They experiment, they stumble, they analyze, and they iterate. So by establishing this practice, you're not merely cramming for assessments, you're mastering the meta skill of learning itself. And in 2026, this represents one of the most powerful capabilities you can develop. So here's the fundamental reality. Becoming an exceptional student in 2026 has nothing to do with chance. And it has nothing to do with innate brilliance, and it absolutely has nothing to do with torturing yourself with 15-hour study binges. It's about executing the correct practices repeatedly. And it's about focusing on high-impact activities and engaging actively rather than memorizing mechanically, and incorporating intelligent breaks so your cognitive resources don't deplete, and designing a setting that supports sustained attention and evaluating daily so you maintain upward momentum. And one final point, you don't need to overhaul everything simultaneously. You can begin modestly. Select one habit for this week and fully commit to it, and maintain it until it becomes automatic. Then gradually layer in the next practice. And across time, these incremental changes will multiply exponentially. Then you'll experience enhanced focus, deeper comprehension, and improved academic results. And something even more significant will occur. You'll quit dreading studying, and you'll begin appreciating the actual journey of knowledge acquisition. That's the mechanism of genuine transformation. If you're seeking additional proven techniques to demolish your objectives and evolve into your highest potential, make absolutely sure you subscribe to this channel and activate notifications so you never miss content that helps you absorb faster, reason more clearly, and progress consistently. And your self-development journey doesn't begin tomorrow, it begins right now. So make that commitment, subscribe, and let's advance together.